Protect the flow when it hits, then fully rest to reset. There's a story behind that. This is your daily message from Chad number 796 to upgrade your mental game today by telling yourself a better story. Because the most important story you hear is the story you tell yourself. Prioritizing rest and sleep isn't laziness. It's a strategy. The renowned biographer Paul Johnson had an encounter when he was 17 years old with Winston Churchill as he was crossing a street. Johnson yelled out to him, "Sir, to what do you attribute your success in life?" Churchill stopped and shouted back to Johnson, "Conservation of energy, my boy. Never stand up when you can sit down and never sit down when you can lie down." It's yet another example of Churchill's wit and pithiness, but Johnson later wrote that the reply stuck with him, not just for its humor, but for its deep implication about conserving energy for what truly matters. Churchill had a habit of working from bed or the bath. He would rise early, but often worked from bed until noon. There are stories of him dictating to his secretary as she was outside the bathroom. He would often take afternoon siestas and then work long into the night. These are not necessarily habits to emulate, but examples of learning one's work rhythms and accommodating as needed. The image of Churchill is often from his later years as an older, portly man, but his general temperament was very active, engaged, and he had varied hobbies, from bricklaying to painting. He was actually a registered bricklayer and part of the Amalgamated Union of Building Trade Workers. His odd rest and sleeping habits seem to have been the way he curbed his hyperactivity. Sleep is one of my worst habits. I try to prioritize it, going to bed at decent times and tracking it regularly. I know its benefits and I wish I got more of it. I believe Z's will get you degrees. Sleep improves everything. Every high-capacity leader will comment on its benefits. Jeff Bezos said his role was to make high-quality decisions, so he prioritized 8 hours of sleep so he was running on all cylinders. Richard Branson has talked about consciously using cat naps as a vital skill to stay sharp across time zones and nonstop schedules. Violating rest and sleep goes against the grain of design. Circadian rhythms are embedded in our design. Though there may be good and necessary reasons to violate these rules at times, routinely sacrificing rest and sleep has a price that eventually must be paid. The better story to tell yourself is, I fully rest to reset. Z's will get you degrees. The trained mind understands the value of recovery, not as an escape, but as a strategy. Rest is not quitting. It's refueling. It's not neglect. It's stewardship. You are not useful when you are burned out. You're useful when you're balanced. The trained mind knows when to press forward and when to pull back. It schedules restoration, and it doesn't wait until breakdown. It honors the vessel because it's the only one you have. Tell me a story of the power of rest and sleep to fromchadsmith@gmail.com. Send this to someone you think would benefit from this story right now. You can download my book, The Most Powerful Story in the World, by going to fromchad.gumroad.com. The transcript of this message and hundreds of others are always available at www.fromchad.com.